Well, good morning, my friends. As I promised, this is the little story I was telling you about that came to me this morning, and I was blessed by it, and I hope that you will be too. It's for those of you who watched the garden series this morning and you saw this little heart with the little hole in it. We can look at it and be like, oh, it's got a little hole. And that can mean different things to different people as we interpret and move through life. But this is the flip side to sometimes, love can be love. We can have, just like we have growing pains, we can have loving pains. And this said that there are times that love can hurt. There are times that we can, as we grow in love, can experience and in our connections, adversity or challenge or personality conflict or offense or sensitivity or sometimes a one-sidedness in the sense that maybe there might be at different points and different times sources of the relationship where the input is more on one side than the other, and then at other times the opposite, where the input for another person is more. And so sometimes we can feel like that's kind of out of balance. But in our dynamic of relationship, there's just so much to learn and so much to experience that we never want to grow weary in the giving of our hearts and the pursuit of love, because it's the most powerful force in the earth. That's what I know for sure. I've still got a lot of room to grow in it, but I'm daily pursuing it, and I'm facing whatever comes up within me and around me, because I am serious about my pursuit, and I don't have all the answers. So I'm constantly revisiting and looking at and open to grow and to be taught, and also to share what I have learned and things that I believe are helpful. And we're all different. We're all coming from different places in that journey, and even in our desires. So when I heard this story, it just blessed my heart, because it just reminded me that when we do what we do out of love, for me, I just believe whenever I'm motivated by love and I give in love, that I'll never regret it. I have never have regrets in what I do. And it doesn't mean that it's perfect. It doesn't mean that there won't be bumps in the road. It doesn't mean that I can't get bruised or hurt. It just means it's the right thing for me to do, according to my desires and my pursuit and what's important to me and what I value. And that I'm always up for the challenge, because that's how passionate I am about reaching that goal. So this little story is about a man, which, we can have different perspectives at different times. And we can also want to hold back because we don't want to. It's not that we don't want to change. We want to change, but sometimes change, there's a price that comes with changing. That means it's transformation. That means there's something that is going to be different. That means there's going to be something that we have to let go, whether it's a way of thinking or something that we're going to have to do different in the way of our behaviors, or there's something that we're going to have to nurture or be considerate of that maybe we weren't previously. And it's all part of learning how to flow as one. When it's like a puzzle piece that's coming together, or you have places where, like the scriptures say, iron sharpens iron, right? When we have like those little things that stick out, they come up against each other, and it causes spark, it causes, friction. And so you just need more oil in that place. That's the bottom line. And if we can just be like, dude, that was sparky. I'm not looking, I want to be a spark. Don't get me wrong. I get that part. But I don't want to cause sparks in the sense of, if there's friction, I want to learn how to realign so that there's a smoothness, so that there's like oil on the places that are rough that causes it to be able to move and to flow again, without any resistance. So that's the pursuit, right? That's the goal. Well, in that, I'm just going to let the story speak for itself, but it was beautiful. It says a young man was standing in the town proclaiming that he had the most beautiful heart in the whole valley. A large crowd gathered, and they all admired his heart, for it was perfect and beautiful. There was not a mark or a flaw in it. Then an old man appeared at the front of the crowd, and he said, "Your heart is beautiful, but I believe mine is beautiful as well." The crowd and the young man looked at the old man's heart. It was beating strongly, but it was full of scars. It had places where pieces had been removed, and other places where pieces were put in, but they didn't quite fit right, and there were several jagged, even edges. The young man looked at the old man's heart and laughed. "You must be joking," he said. "Are you comparing your heart to mine? Mine is perfect, and yours is a mess." "Yes," said the old man, "yours is perfect looking. But I would never trade with you. You see, every scar, every hole represents a person to whom I have given my love." Whew. I tear out a piece of my heart and I give it to them. Often they give me a piece of their heart too, which fits into an empty place somewhere in my heart. But because the pieces aren't exact, I have some rough edges. Sometimes I've given pieces of my heart away, and the other person hasn't returned a piece of their heart to me. These are the empty spaces. Giving love is taking a chance. Although these gouges are painful, these scars are true. They stay open, reminding me of the love that I have for these people too. And I hope that someday they may return and fill the space that I have waiting. So now, do you see what true beauty is? The young man stood silently, with tears running down his cheeks. He walked up to the old man. Then he reached into his perfect and beautiful heart, and he ripped a piece out, and he offered it to the old man. The old man took his offering and placed it in his heart, then took a piece from his old tattered heart, and he pulled it out. In the wound in the young man's heart, it was placed. It fit, but not perfectly, and there were some jagged edges. The young man looked at his heart, not perfect anymore, but more beautiful than ever before. I love that. And there goes the airplane. Bye, everyone. Enjoy your travels. That's enough for me, too. I'm on my way out. So I hope that you enjoy the travels in your day, that just like that airplane, your head will be in the clouds, and that you will enjoy perspectives that are above what we can see naturally, and that your spiritual eyes will be open, and that something in that story today would bless you. Have a great and glorious, love-filled, and victorious day, my friends.